Hey, this is Daniel with the Vision Victory Channel and Inflation.us. We recently hired 1.2 million temporary census workers at $20 an hour to harass homeless people. I just got done talking to some local homeless people that I know in this area, this region, and they're telling me that the census has come and they're passing out all these flyers of the homeless, and then they're telling them, hey, if you don't get this stuff filled out when we get it to you, we're going to shut down the homeless shelters. We're going to shut down the food banks. And these nonprofits, these churches, they're not going to be able to provide food for you or aid to you anymore. They're also telling them that, hey, if we can't find you through the list, or if you don't fill out your form, we will find you in the riverbed. We'll go down in the riverbed at a late hour and we will find you because you need to be counted. Okay, homeless people are having to fill out all their information. How many, there's 4 different questions about race in the census form. Why is that important for the homeless? Do they have to keep track of how many blacks, how many whites, how many browns we have in living in the riverbed? Is it that important for the federal government? But here they are telling them that they're going to search them. You know what? When they go down into the riverbed to look for those people, they're going to bring the police. Because they're not going to go down where homeless people live in the late hour and search and look for them. They're not going to go by themselves. They're going to bring the police. And if the police go, the police are going to do their job. And one of the jobs the police do, unfortunately, is they enforce a code that the homeless can't live in their tents, and they're going to destroy their tents.
The 2010 census workers are coming down to the homeless areas. They're passing out bags, t-shirts in a friendly manner. But what they're also doing at the same time, they're saying if you do not fill out these government forms, we're going to shut down your charities. We're going to shut down the food banks. That's what the homeless are telling you.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? A government worker telling you that if you don't fill out a form, if you don't give us your personal information and tell us what race you are, if you don't fill all these questions out, your mission, your food banks, your charities, your local churches that provide funding or food to you, they're going to be shut down. So behind me in the riverbed right here, this is where the majority of the homeless live in this region, and the Census Bureau has told them that at 7 p.m., if they don't fill these forms out, they're going to be coming in here at night and searching their homes and searching their tents. And as we're going to talk to some homeless people as well, they're going to tell you why they're so fearful of that action. They're scared that the police are going to come with these census workers and they're going to destroy their tents because the tents are out of code for this city.
I've been 16 years here.
16 years. So you would know what would happen in 2000.
Oh, absolutely.
What happened in the year 2000?
Year 2000, they came down right after they did the census at the park. And they went to everybody's camps, code enforcement, and they brought the cops. And the cops walked them down through, and they sliced everybody's tents with razor knives. And then they threw everybody else's stuff in the trash. They brought these gondolas in, filled them up, took them out the same day. Usually 2 gondolas for each end of the levee. And then this time they'll have one down here. It'll be, and they'll do it the same way, And that's their way of, like, when we speak up, their way of lashing out on us, to make us run, or whatever. Me, I haven't ran. I got 16 years in down here. So, and I'm still here alive,
Hey, this is Daniel with Inflation.us and the Vision Victory Channel. We're here interviewing some more homeless and just talking to them. These are some people who actually stay at this motel. It's kind of like a transition. They don't have enough money to rent a place, but they have enough money to stay here on a daily basis. And the census as well has been bothering people here, knocking on doors, physically contacting these people before they've even got a chance to get them a letter out, because obviously these people don't have an address to get them a letter. Right now, we're going to go look at some of these charities because the census workers are telling the homeless that the charities are going to close down. And I understand that some of the charities like food banks and homeless shelters, those may be subsidized by the government partially or completely. But I know that when we're talking about St. John's and Set Free Ministry and Victory Outreach by some of these local churches, I know that those are either not being subsidized at all or it's going to be very little. The fact is that they're being threatened that all of them are going to shut down, and I don't think any of them are going to shut down. There you guys have seen the story now. Government, federal government, big government, harassing homeless people, taking your tax dollars again and just wasting them. Not only wasting them, but using it in a way that you wouldn't want it to be used. To harass people who may have just had a bad time in the last 6 months. They lost their job and now they're camping in a tent, or maybe they've been long-term homeless. It really doesn't matter, because the fact is we should not be harassing the weakest in our society.